Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it had hands.
Good morning. I would like to start the program, please.
Thank you.
Just remember one thing. Our veterans served in this rainy weather. Thank you, dear Lord, for stopping the rain for our ceremony. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Martin Payne. I'm the president of Lycoming County Veterans Council. We are here today to honor our fallen veterans, whether they be Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Coast Guard. They serve in the freedom of our country. We also like to thank the spouses of the veterans who are now imprinted on our monuments. We also like to thank them for the coming of their service or their family members and all who come to this ceremony. This ceremony started years ago, and with a handful of dedicated Marines, you now see the fruition of their hard work. We ask that you come here anytime, to come, to stand, to reflect, and just remember what this United States of America stands for. May you enjoy this service. This service is for you. Thank you.
Thank you, President Payne. Looks like the Lord has shined, put some sunshine on us again. This happened last year, right about the time the ceremony began. The showers let up, and we had a wonderful ceremony. I'm overwhelmed with the attendance that's here today. So, on behalf of the Lycoming County Veterans Council Incorporated, Lycoming County Veterans Memorial Park Commission, I welcome you to the Lycoming County Veterans Memorial Park. My name is Michael McMunn, and I'm honored to be your Master of Ceremonies today. Our ceremony today will be in two parts. The first part will be our traditional Memorial Day event, to be followed by the dedication of the Gold Star Family Monument. There will be an approximate 15-minute intermission between the ceremonies, and we ask you to remain for the very moving second event. At this time, will you please stand for the presentation of the colors and remain standing for the national anthem and invocation.
Color guards, present arms. Color guards, in front, present colors.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose dark stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the
Color guard. Post color.
Usually believe I just wanted to bill because this is a flag that's in front of his face.
Color guard. Take your seats.
Please be seated. Rendering our national anthem was vocalist Nick Biddle, who is once again here with us. Thank you, Nick. Our invocation will now be presented by Pastor Frank Hartzell, veteran of the U.S. Air Force and chaplain of the Korean War veterans of Lycoming County. Chaplain Hartzell.
Would you uncover? Almighty God, you are eternal in the heavens. And we give you thanks, we give you praise that we can gather together right now. Remember and honor those who never had a chance to take off their uniform. We give you thanks, Father, that you were with their families when they received notice. We ask you to bless this time as we come together. And we acknowledge our extreme loss. Oh, Father, they have paid the check, payable up to and including their life. We ask your blessing, Father, right now upon these proceedings, that truly they would honor our fallen brothers and sisters and would honor you. We ask this in your all-powerful name. Amen. Recover.
Thank you, Chaplain. With us today are several distinguished guests, and as I announce your name, please stand and be recognized. Congressman Fred Keller. County Commissioners Scott Metzger, Tony Masseri, and Rick Marabito. Williamsport Mayor Derek Slaughter. And Williamsport City Council President Scott Yoder. I'd also like to recognize the director of the Williamsport Vet Center, June Moser, and also Counselor Dr. Patricia Segui. Do wonderful work for our veterans. Thank you for being here. Our keynote speaker for today's ceremony is Lieutenant General Earl D. Hailston, United States Marine Corps, retired. A native of Utica, New York, General Hailston enlisted in the Marine Corps in 1967. After a stint as an infantry rifleman, he received a commission through the enlisted commissioning program. After a short stateside assignment, he was assigned to the 1st Reconnaissance Battalion, 1st Marine Division in the Republic of Vietnam. After flight training in 1972, he received his aviator wings and trained in the F-4. His career path then took him to assignments in South Carolina, Japan, Arizona, and ultimately Maxwell Air Force Base to attend Air Command and Staff School in 1981. In 1982, he reported to Marine Corps headquarters, where he served in the Aviation Training Branch and as Administrative Assistant to the Chief of Staff, Headquarters, United States Marine Corps. Upon promotion to Lieutenant Colonel, he was reassigned as Assistant to the General Staff. Following other staff assignments, Colonel Hailston returned to Korea in 1991, where he reported to the 2nd Marine Aircraft Wing, where he served as Wing G3. I learned that somewhere in his aviation background, his radio sign appropriately was Titan. General Hailston's last assignment was as the commander of U.S. Marine Corps Pacific Forces Pacific, Commander United States Marine Corps Forces Central Command, Commanding General of the Fleet Marine Force Pacific, Commander United States Marine Corps Bases Pacific, headquartered in Hawaii. He assumed that assignment on April 10th, 2001, and retired in October 2003. During his last tour, he led the Marine component for Central Command in Afghanistan and into Iraq. During Operation Iraqi Freedom, he commanded the largest Marine force since World War II. General Hailston is a recipient of the Defense Distinguished Service Medal, the Silver Star, the Legion of Merit, the Bronze Star with Combat V, the Defense Meritorious Service Medal, the Meritorious Service Medal with Gold Star, the Navy and Marine Corps Commendation, and the Combat Action Badge, along with many other awards and decorations. Once you listen to General Hailston and meet him, you'll understand why his radio call sign was Titan. Lycoming County Veterans Council is extremely proud to welcome an old dear friend to our Memorial Day ceremony, our keynote speaker, Lieutenant General Earl B. Hailston, United States Marine Corps, retired.
Thank you very, very much, Mike. And I have to say, although my driver's license never said it, I'm glad to be home. It feels good to be in Williamsport. I loved coming here as a youth, although Mike didn't tell you about it. We lived for a couple of years in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and loved that too. So it's great to be here amongst family. I'd also like to pass thanks along, sitting over here, to Martin Payne, and also to Howard Howdy Wilt and all of his friends. Because you, the friends in the audience out there, all of us need to be grateful for the hard work and the efforts that they have put in for today, but mostly for this park. This is an outstanding establishment. Likewise, greetings to all the honored guests that were with me and sitting there under the fly. There's holes in that roof of that over there. I'm soaking wet. And that's why I came back here. It's not I was coming over to talk with you all. I just got tired of being wet. Yeah, Marty said, you think of all the servicemen and women today, they're out in the rain and they do this whole thing. We never learned to like it. Let me tell you, I don't care. We're the ones that want to get out of it soonest. But anyways, thank you, honored guests, for being here. But mostly, thank you for this fine gathering of people. I mean, this is true America. Thank you for being here today. And you didn't come to hear Martin talk. You didn't come to hear Mike talk. I hope you didn't waste your time to come and listen to me talk. But you came here to honor and to pay respect and to think about those who have given their last full measure. This is not a day to say thank you to any vet for his service. This is not a day to wish anybody a happy Memorial Day. This is not a day for another mattress sale, and it's not another day for an automobile spring sale extravaganza. This is a day to place an American flag next to a headstone or in a memorial like this, and then to pause and to remember those who have given their lives in defense of our freedom. That you're here, that you've carved out several of yours on this 3-day weekend to remember and to honor and to reflect upon those fallen heroes says volumes about you. And I thank you for being here. Actually, at the moment, I feel like it's Sunday and I'm Frank Hartz over here, Sunday minister, standing in the pulpit, and I'm preaching to the choir. Instead of telling you what you already know, what I just said, I should be at the mall, or I should be at the beach, I should be at some campground, sharing this message with those who believe that this is a holiday for them. Just 3 more days for having fun. The history of this modern day Memorial Day has evolved and is in itself a very interesting story. It covers 154 years in the making. History credits Major General John Alexander Logan of the Grand Army of the Republic, second commander, by the way, with establishing a Day of Remembrance in 1868 for the soldiers and sailors who lost their lives during the Civil War. He selected the date of 30 May because there was no large battle associated with that day. And on that 1st May, 4,000 people gathered in the new Arlington Cemetery to hear speeches from General Logan and future President James Garfield as they marked the first Remembrance Day. At the same time, several women's groups and religious orders use this time of year to clean up and freshen our cemeteries that had been neglected over the winter months. They scraped away the leaves and the twigs and the branches. They cleaned up the ground, and they placed flowers on the graves of those who were killed in battle. This became associated with the Remembrance Day, and out of it came the name Decoration Day, as they decorated those graves. And in the years following World War I, over 40 states had adopted the event as an official state holiday. More of the southern states joined in, and the name drifted to Memorial Day. And the poppy that I proudly wear was adopted thanks to Mowena Michael from Atlanta, Georgia, and the incredible poem by John McCrae in Flanders Fields. In those days, in my youth growing up, paper poppies were sold to raise money to care for families of those who were killed in battle and to help pay the cost of the wounded and the disabled veterans. And then in 1971, Congress made it a national holiday, officially called Memorial Day, and officially to be held on the last Monday in May. So we're gathered here today in this memorial park that is so solemnly records the names, as you look on the walls over there, of so many who have sacrificed their lives to defend America and to protect freedom. This is happening at cemeteries and memorials, much like this all over the United States today. We honor and remember more than 1 million men and women who have made the supreme sacrifice. Who are these men and women? How do we describe them? What were they doing? Well, here are some examples. Their mission was noble. They were to evacuate desperate civilians who yearned nothing more than escaping a dangerous place. They were not there to fight. They were there to help and render aid. The 13 U.S. service members who died during a terrorist bombing in Afghanistan last August will sadly not be the last American heroes to make such a sacrifice. But I assure you, they represent the best of a generation. Navy Corpsman Max Soviak of Berlin Heights, Ohio. He was 22. Army Staff Sergeant Ryan Naus of Coyton, Tennessee. He was 23. Marine Staff Sergeant Darren Hoover of Salt Lake City, Utah. He was 31. Marine Sergeant Joni Pichardo of Lawrence, Mass. She was 25. Marine Sergeant Nicole G. of Sacramento, California. She had just posted a picture on the internet of herself cradling an Afghan baby with the caption, "I love my job." She was 23. Marine Corporal Hunter Lopez of Indio, California. He was 22. Marine Corporal Humberto Sanchez of Logansport, Indiana. He was 22. Marine Lance Corporal Jordan Schmitz of St. Michael's, Missouri. He was 20. Marine Lance Corporal Dylan Marola of Cucamonga, California. He'd only arrived in Afghanistan a few days earlier. He was 20. Marine Lance Corporal Kareem Nikui of Norco, California. He was 20. They each have a story. They each had a background. One's a football player, another a parachutist. One is a father on his 3rd tour of combat duty in Afghanistan. A civil affairs expert who is very trained in cultural sensitivities. A woman who she says she loves being a Marine. A son of 2 law enforcement officers a kid who loved nothing more than playing video games, and another one of them, a young man headed to college to study engineering. What may he have built? And forever they will remain young. And today, this weekend, for the first time, their families are mourning their passing. What would you do if you had 6 seconds to live? What do you do? What do you think about? Well, here, put yourself in Ramadi, Iraq in 2008. 2 battalions are there swapping out. One headed for home in a few days, the other just beginning a 7-month tour of combat. 2 Marines are assigned to guard duty at an entry control point, one of them from each of the battalions. Corporal Jonathan Yale, 22, of Virginia, and Lance Corporal John Herder, 20, Long Island, New York. The salty old dog showing the new pup what are the ropes and how do you do this. Just minutes after taking their posts, a blue truck appears at the end of the alley, about 60 yards away. Just by chance, the camera happens to be mounted on a building right there, and it films the entire event. It takes 6 seconds for that truck to cover the distance to those Marines. As the vehicle appears, it takes less than a second for the Marines to conclude what is happening here. There's no time to talk, no time to call for help. They must stand their post. They have 5 seconds to live. In 2 seconds, they shoulder their weapons, they take aim, and they open up. The truck is now halfway down the alley, gaining speed. At this point, the recording shows that the Iraqi police and the civilians around them are turning and running and scattering, looking for safety, like any rational person would do. The Marines have 3 seconds to live. For about 2 seconds more, the recording shows the lone Marines standing there, firing their weapons nonstop. The windshield of the truck explodes, the bullets tear into the driver's body. The driver was trying to get past them to kill their brothers. 150 Americans and Iraqis who are bedded down in the barracks behind them, who are totally unaware that their very lives depend upon 2 Marines standing their ground. The truck careens to a halt directly in front of the 2 Marines. In all this violence, Yale and Herder never hesitated. They never stepped back. The recording shows that they never even started to step aside. They never shifted their weight. Their feet were shoulder-width apart. They leaned into their duty, and they stood there, and they faced the danger. They fired as fast as they could work their weapons, and they have 1 second to live. The truck explodes, the camera goes blank. Two young Marines go to their God. 6 seconds. There wasn't enough time to think about their family. There wasn't enough time to think about the country. There wasn't time to think about the flag or about what they'd done in their lives or even understand death. But there was more than enough time to do their duty well into eternity. And this story in today is not about just those 2, but they represent the kind of American people who are on watch all over the world today, tonight, and tomorrow for you and for this country. And so on this one day every year, we must whisper their names. We must refresh their memories. We must tell and retell their stories. We must be grateful that we have such men and women in this great country. 1 million of them served. 1 million have died. They're buried. They're in hundreds of different ceremonies and cemeteries around the globe. But I think the timeless words of Navy Chaplain Roland Gitterton, given as he decorated the U.S. cemetery in 1945 on Iwo Jima, best describe all of these warriors. Here lie officers. Here lie the men here lie blacks, here lie whites, rich men, poor men, all together. Here no man prefers another because of his faith or despises him because of his color. Here there are no quotas of how many of each group are admitted or allowed. Among these men, there is no discrimination, no prejudices, no hatred. Theirs is the highest and the purest democracy. And he concludes by saying, and for their sake, we must learn to live in peace. May God bring peace and rest to their souls. And God, look over and bless our U.S. men and women servicemen members around the world today. Keep them safe and bring them home to us. May God bless America. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Take that away today. You don't take anything else. At this time, I'll once again call on Nick Biddle for a vocal presentation. Nick, if you would.
Patriot dream that sees beyond the years. cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. America.
What a marvelous rendition. Our next speaker really needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway. I must note that it was Howard's effort and his friendship with General Hailston that we have him here today as our keynote speaker. Howard Will is a proud veteran of the United States Marine Corps, where he served in the Korean War as a sergeant with the 1st Marine Division, 11th Marine Regiment, 2nd Marine Battalion, 105mm howitzers, gun number 2. As most know, Howard has been intimately involved in Veterans Affairs ever since. Among his associations are Veterans Memorial Park, the Williamsport Detachment Marine Corps League, the Korean War Veterans of Lycoming County, the Hometown Heroes Project, and as chairman of the Lycoming County Veterans Park Commission, and many other church and civic endeavors. It's a great pleasure I present Mr. Howard Will, Chairman, Lycoming County Veterans Memorial Park Commission.
Thank you, Michael. Read that just as I wrote it. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for attending and joining us in honoring our departed heroes, those who sacrificed their lives and tomorrows that we might, as free people of this great nation. Excuse me, I'm getting mixed up. Their names are inscribed in stone that we might never forget the contributions to this great nation and to the people. The park is dedicated to their honor, that we as living Americans should never forget their sacrifice for us and for the future. At this time, I'd like to introduce the members of the Park Commission that worked tirelessly to give what is here and to make an acceptable and honorable place to honor our departed comrades. Of course, I'm Howard Will. I'm the chairperson of the commission. I'd like to have these people stand as I call their name. Chuck Stutzman, Vice Chairman. Dennis Bennett, Army veteran, where's Denny? I know he was here earlier. Okay. Jess Hackenberg. Jess has been on the commission for quite some time. Charles E. Chuck Smith. Another Marine Corps veteran. George Hikas, Army years as the Veterans Affairs Administrator. Don Young, This gentleman has worked tirelessly to put together all the things necessary to have our A6 intruder plane where it is. The next person, I'm going to read the name, but unfortunately, he's no longer with us. Dan Markley. Dan served for a few years on the commission, and unfortunately, the cancer finally caught up to him. And last but not least, the man I want to name next is secretary of the organization, John O. Markley. He's a command sergeant, was a command sergeant major in the Army Reserves, retired. He's secretary of our organization. John, where are you at? Right over here. John, come on over here. I got a little job for you.
Got stuff to do, Howard. I'm wasting time. I have a bed down here now today.
I kidded him a lot about things, but John here is really the backbone of what has happened to this park in the last couple of years. John spends most of his days up here. I call him on the phone and he says, I'm up to the park now. We're going to move a bed in up here for me one of these days. So you can say, I'm going to leave John and go over what some of the, what we've done over the past year or so here to bring you up to date on what's happening. John, cut out.
Oh, you got me on the spot here, Howard. I wasn't ready for this. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. Our heart and soul, the commission members here, is our heart and soul in this park up here. In the last 4 years, we've accomplished a lot. And thanks to every one of you and the donation, the county commissioners, the city of Williamsport, and everybody else that's helped us, donations and separate contractors that donated their time, their effort, their money to help build this in the last 4 years. We started with this north wall, representing every war, and we went right around the torpedo, the World War I, II, Korea, Vietnam, the tank, the A6 intruder, which that was a job to get that baby here, I don't think it wasn't. But really, then the people from the Gold Star family, which that'll be taken care of here shortly. But I want to thank each and everybody that helped us get to where we are today. It's all been donations, buying the bricks, $50 for a 4x8, $200 for the 12x12. That's what raised our funds here. The city of Williamsport gives us in-kind service up here. They bring their crew up, they help us do some new lights and stuff around everything. The park was never had lights only on the torpedo. Now everything is lit up here. We just wonder if they can see it from the space station now. Because it's beautiful, guys. But thank you, and continue to buy them bricks, because we got more plans in the future, but nothing like we just did the last 4 years. There'll be little tiny things. But thank you, Howard. Thank you, folks. God bless you all.
I guess, you know, you pick people sometimes by what they can do and so forth, and when you get a command sergeant major, those guys know how to get blood out of the stone. And he's no exception. He's a hard-working person. And, well, I should say all the people on the commission really are very hard-working, work together. It's a group that really works together well, and therefore this is what happens. We stay together. Future editions. What are we going to do here in the future? Well, we have some things that, right now Donnie's looking into on a couple more monuments that we'd like to put up. We'd like to put up a monument to Purple Heart recipients. We'd like to put a monument up for a Distinguished Flying Cross, which is a very coveted medal, and also have a Congressional Medal of Honor monument put up here. these are things that we have in plans in the future. And with the turnout today, the way it is, I can see there are plenty of people that feel and think the same way we do. And hopefully will support us in our efforts to make this, as it stands right now, is probably the most beautiful park dedicated to people who have sacrificed their life for this great country. But it's on the East Coast, believe me, I've been around a lot of places. I've traveled over a lot of the United States, and I have not seen a park that compares to this. And I think we should all be very proud of that fact. I think we should keep it going because the people we're honoring gave us what we are today, gave us the life we live today. And we owe it to them to remember them and support what their thoughts were all about. And ladies and gentlemen, with that bit of information, I will turn this meeting back over to Mike McCormick.
You're almost done, Howard. Before you leave, we wish to acknowledge a donation to the Park Commission for the upkeep and maintenance of the Gold Star Family Memorial. And that's from the Pennsylvania Society of the Mayflower Descendants, Susquehanna Colony. So, check will be in a minute. No, it's here. John has the check. So, John's got the check. But we want to thank that organization for their donation, and it helps the future monuments.
Yes. We need all the help we can get, but I appreciate each and every donation, each and every effort to further the beauty of this park and make it fitting for the purpose that we've established. Thank you.
Thank you, Howard and John. And we now turn to the most solemn part of today's observance, and that's the laying of wreaths at each of our handsome memorials. In Navy tradition, as each wreath is laid, a bell will be tolled by Mr. Bill Reesner, Navy submarine veteran and president of Williamsport Base, United States Submarine Veterans Incorporated. First, the Williamsport Submarine Memorial Wreath will be presented by Mr. Victor Mihal. Mr. Mihal recently celebrated his 100th birthday. He's a World War II veteran of 5 war patrols aboard the USS Longfield. His submarine was instrumental in the rescue of survivors of a B-29 crash. He's escorted today by his daughter Lynn and his 2 sons, Gary and Victor Jr. Victor and family, we look forward to you laying many more wreaths over the years to come. The wreath in honor of World War I deceased will be presented by Howard Wilt. The wreath in honor of World War I deceased will be presented, the wreath in honor of World War II deceased will be presented. Tom, you back there?
All right. You can. Orange. Order. Orange.
The Freedom War wreath will be laid by Charles Sheets. The wreath honoring our deceased from the Vietnam War will be presented by Mike Dunlap. Pat Dunlap will lay the wreath for our deceased from the global conflicts for peace and freedom. The M60A1E1 main battle tank stands in memory of all Lycoming County veterans who have served our country in peace and in war. The wreath will be laid by Sue Lau. Turning your attention to the other side of the park, honoring our Revolutionary War deceased will be Betsy Battles. The wreath for the deceased from the War of 1812 will be laid by John Heist, Commander of American Legion Post 104, and Harry Swink. Chip Hamilton and John Gutschall will lay the wreath for the Mexican War deceased. The Indian War will be recognized with a wreath laid by Donald Merrill and Doug Rupert. Civil War deceased will be honored with a wreath laid by Lee Miller and Eric Staley. Our deceased from the Spanish-American War, the wreath will be presented by Jeff Engel and Larry Smith. I want to thank all the presenters for doing the honors. It's the most sacred thing that we do. Our final vocal presentation will be rendered by Mr. Nick Bill.
Sent from heaven to the hearts of faithful pilgrims. America burning bright. A dream that's like no other. Still free by patriots who defend her cause and honor. America, strong by their service. They loved with life and blood. They will not be
Absolutely outstanding. Thank you, Nick.
Color guard. Present arms.
Once again, Nick never disappoints us. Please stand for the rifle salute, the playing of taps rendered by the Korean War veterans, followed by the firing of the Civil War cannon by members of Thompson's Independent Battery C. Honor Guard, please render the salute.
Rifle squad. Force on. On mark. Prepare to fire. Ready. Hey.
Yikes.
Ready. Hey. Ready. Hey. Mark.
Please remain standing for the benediction by Chaplain Hartzell and the retiring of the colors.
Can we praise God for a beautiful day? Amen. Though the sun is coming out. But you have to remember that our men and women that are fighting right now around this world are going through a lot worse than what we have right now. And I know today is about those who have paid the ultimate price. But keep in mind as you leave here, our men and women who are in harm's way, who are possibly laying down their lives for our freedoms. And now, my brothers and sisters, may the peace of God be with you always. The peace that this world cannot give, but this world cannot take away. May God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you, Chaplain. Once again, I want to remind you that there will be a break of approximately 15 minutes to be followed by the dedication of the Gold Star Families Monument. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance at our Memorial Day observance, and please have a safe Memorial Day holiday. Color Guard Commander, retire the colors.
Color guard, your attention. Dismiss. Color guard, dismiss.